Hi guys, this is Mike from SoccerScanner. So today we're going to look at automated betting with SoccerScanner. So this is where we can link SoccerScanner to BF Bot Manager and we can get it to place bets automatically based on your filters and your alerts. Okay, so what we're going to do today is show you how to do that. There's two parts to it. First of all, you set it up in SoccerScanner, then you go across into BF Bot Manager, you create a strategy, and then you tell it to download the tips every minute or whatever period you want it to do. So we're going to do the easy bit first, which is in SoccerScanner. So when you come to the new SoccerScanner page, what you can see in here is that you've got a couple of pieces of key information. So the first thing is your unique BF Bot Manager URL. So what this does is this is where SoccerScanner will place the bets that we're going to create in a minute, and then BF Bot Manager will read this file, as I say, every minute or however often you set it to read it, and it will place the bet accordingly. Okay, second piece of information is the filter name, because we're going to need that. Now BF Bot Manager doesn't really like spaces, so what you'll find is that the filter name has underscores instead of spaces, but we'll cover that when we do the next piece, but it's key that you do that. And the final piece is, as a security measure, you must activate auto betting for the filter, and then you must enable it on each one of the lines that you want to use. Okay, if you don't do that, it isn't going to work. Now this will allow you to play up to 3 bets per filter. However, you cannot bet more than once on the same market. That's a limitation within BF Bot Manager, but you can place bets on 3 different markets. So you're still going to get your Telegram alerts whenever you get an alert, but what it's also going to do at the same time is update this URL with the bet which BF Bot Manager is going to place for you. So today as an example, I'm going to use filter 4. You can see I've been playing around, so activate auto betting for this filter is switched on, but I haven't enabled any of the lines. Okay, and then obviously the name, as we said, is going to be really important, and our URL is going to be important too. So what I'm going to do is enable it. What I'm then going to do is say in the market, I'm going to do next overs. You can see I've got lots of overs and unders here, so you can pick whatever you want. But what I'm going to do here is next overs. And this is a dynamic one. So what will happen is if the score is 0-0, it will place it at 0.5 goals above the current score. So at 0-0, it's going to place it on over 0.5. If the score is 1-1, it's going to place it at over 2.5. Get the idea. Okay, what am I going to do next? I'm going to do the bet type. Well, I'm going to place a back bet. I'm going to put a fiver on it, and I'm going to say my minimum odds are 1.75. Okay, and then from a SoccerScanner point of view, it's really that simple. So whenever this alert is now triggered going forward, what will happen is this file will be updated. BF Bot Manager will read this file and will go and place a bet on this market, a back bet for this amount for those minimum odds. So I'm just going to save that in a moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swap across to BF Bot Manager, and we're going to create a strategy in BF Bot Manager. Now the name must match. Remember, spaces become underscores. And then we also need to set up we go into the manage tips and tell it to look at this file every minute. So when it looks at this file, it will find an alert. The alert will have this name. It will match it to the strategy, and then it will place the bet. So it's a little bit complicated. It's one of those things, once you get it up and running, it will work forevermore. It's just a little bit complicated every now and then to get it up and running. So what we'll do is we'll swap across to BF Bot Manager, we'll set up the strategy and the tips, and then we'll go from there. So I shall speak to you in a minute. Okay, so now we've swapped across to BF Bot Manager. So what we're going to do in here, in the strategies tab, we're going to create a strategy, and we're going to give it the same name as the filter that we have on SoccerScanner. Remember the golden rule, replace the spaces with underscores. So the easiest way to create a strategy is actually to take the default ones and just copy it. So there's one here called Bet on All Imported Tips. We're going to put a tick in the box, and then we're going to say duplicate selected. Okay, and what that's given us is a duplicate in there. Now the first thing we're going to do is go in and change the name. Okay, and we're going to call it to Goal Coming V2. If you'll remember back from SoccerScanner, that's the URL the name that we used. And as we said, replace the spaces with those. We don't need to change anything else in here. You could change the description if you really want, but if you want to just do the basics, change the name and save it. So you can see now we've changed the name. We have to then delete one of the rules. Okay, in market conditions there is a time to bet, and because it starts before in play, we need to get rid of that because we want to be placing our bets in play. So click that. It will give you an error. Now you could go through here and change things if you wanted to, but for me, to get it right, first time. You can play with it afterwards. Get it right first time. Leave everything as it is and let SoccerScanner dictate what you're going to place the market on, what value you're going to place, what odds are you going to go. So use that. Don't bother changing anything else in here. Okay, so once we've done that, we've now got a match with SoccerScanner. So SoccerScanner is going to get an alert. It's going to create an alert in your unique file. And then once BF Bot Manager reads that file, it's going to invoke this strategy. Now, please, please, please remember to use this in simulation mode until you're happy with it. And once you've done that, you can click that across to start it. Okay, so that's now waiting for a bet to come in. Now what we now need to do is go into manage tips. Okay, because what we want to do in here is tell it that we need to get the tips from SoccerScanner. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and we're going to go into tips auto loading, and within here we're going to say we want to add a new one. Okay, so tips to service is going to be the same name. Okay, so it wants to be goal coming underscore v2 so that it matches what we've got before. Okay, we're going to ignore file name. The URL, what we're going to do with the URL is we're going to take the one, if you'll remember, back to SoccerScanner. Within SoccerScanner we had our unique URL, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste that into here as well so that we've got the same URL. Make sure there's no spaces on the end. Okay, it should always be SoccerScanner, Botman, Alerts, and then a number. Okay, and that number is your unique number. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to say reload from file we're not interested in. So we're just going to delete that, and we're going to say reload from URL. And what we're going to do is we're going to change that to, it's currently set at 1 hour. I'm going to change it to 1 minute. Okay, so what it's going to do is basically we're saying this is our tips to service, this is where we're getting the data from, okay, and we're going to reload it every minute. And what we want to do is make sure that it's ticked as active. When we click save, when we close that, okay, and then we've got that ready to go, ready to upload it. If we go back into tips auto loading, you can see it's in there ready to go. Okay, so now what we've done is we've created a strategy that matches with SoccerScanner, and we've told it where to go and get the bets from. So what will happen now is it will just continually keep checking that URL. Whenever it finds the file has been updated and it matches the strategy name and the tips uploading name, it will place the bet. Okay, as I say, it's a little bit fiddly, but it does work. As always, more than happy to help. So if you're having problems with it, please give me a shout. Obviously, from a SoccerScanner point of view, I can see everything that you're doing, but clearly once you're into BF Bot Manager, I'm a bit limited in what I can see. But you know, that in essence, that should work. There should be no reasons why I do it. As long as you've removed that time to bet condition, and as long as you've matched the names and remembered to replace the spaces with underscores, then it's going to work. Okay? As always, any problems, just please let me know. Thank you.